Welcome to Act 3 Theatrics Living Room Theatre.
It's so pretty, all the lanterns. Hi everyone, my name is Amy.
I'm Chandran, and we are from
Act 3 Theatrics.
What's the title of today's story?
The Moon Fairy and Her Rabbit.
You know, the moon is very special for me because in the Tamil language, moon is Chandran, and Chandran is my name. That's why we have this connection, myself and the moon.
Wow, that is pretty special.
What about you?
Well, I know that the moon, unlike the sun, see, the sun reflects its own light. It shines its own light, whereas the moon reflects the light from the sun. So the moon is kind of like a mirror.
You may not believe this, but human beings have been on the moon. I think there have been 12 of them. The first person to set foot on the moon is a man named Neil Armstrong, and that was in July 1969. Can you sort of calculate how many years ago that was?
It seems like a pretty long time ago.
51 years ago.
Wow.
And, you know, on the moon is a bit different, right? I mean, there's this weightlessness, so you have to, most probably have to bounce and you have to wear special
Because there's
suit.
no gravity
Special
and there's
suit.
no oxygen there
Be
either.
careful.
But I think it's pretty amazing. Can you imagine the man stepping on the moon for the first time way back in 1969?
Anything else about moon for you?
Well, I know that the moon is sphere-shaped, like the one back here, sphere-shaped. But you know, from how we're looking and the way the light is being reflected, sometimes it seems as though the moon changes its shape. It can be crescent-shaped, like the letter C, or sometimes it simply looks like a big smile in the dark blue night,
I like it when it's a huge circle.
like the full moon.
Hey, talking about crescent, there's something, some emblem of Singapore that has a crescent. Our country, what is that?
Let's see if they know.
What is a crescent on it? And
Our Singapore flag, very good.
together with how many stars?
5, very good.
You know, Amy, I always get this confused. I am confused whether the Earth is going around the moon, or the moon is going around the Earth, or the sun is going around the Earth. I'm just confused.
You know what? I have just the song for that.
Really?
Yep, shall we all sing it together? We'll start slow and then we'll slowly pick up the speed, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
What's this?
This is the Earth.
Oh, okay.
The Earth goes round and round, the Earth goes round and round. Once a day, every day, the Earth goes round and round. And then we have the moon. The moon goes round the Earth, the moon goes round the Earth. Once a month, every month, the moon goes round the Earth.
What about the sun?
Very good. The Earth goes round the sun, the Earth goes round the sun. Once a year, every year, the Earth goes round the sun.
Oh, okay.
Should we try that? Yeah, let's try that one more time. So remember your pointy finger is the Earth? Here we go. The Earth goes round and round, the Earth goes round and round. Once a day, every day, the Earth goes round and round. The moon goes round the Earth, the moon goes round the Earth. Once a month, every month, the moon goes round the Earth. The Earth goes round the sun, the Earth goes round the sun. Once a year, every year, the Earth goes round the sun.
Faster!
Shall we do it faster? Okay, 1, 2, 3, go! The Earth goes round and round, the Earth goes round and round. Once a day, every day, the Earth goes round and round. The moon goes round the Earth, the moon goes round the Earth. Once a month, every month, the moon goes round the Earth. The Earth goes round the sun, the Earth goes round the sun. Once a year, every year, the Earth goes round the sun.
Woo!
Great job, everybody.
I remember now. So the sun is there, the Earth is going around the sun, and the moon is going
Around the Earth.
Ah, so that's what it is, right? So, the moon is so special that we have a festival celebrating the moon. What is it called?
It's called 中秋节 Mid-Autumn Festival, also known as the Mooncake Festival.
Or the Lantern Festival. Do we like our lanterns there?
I think it's very nice.
How many of you are going to walk around your neighborhood with a lantern? I'd like to do that. Not like a fierce dragon of a lantern.
But we have a lot of lanterns here, so I'm sure we can walk around with lanterns. And after that, have delicious mooncakes. Do you like your mooncakes with double egg yolk?
I just like the plain one, but you know what? Maybe we just pause the storytelling and have the mooncake.
No. I think let's tell the story first, and then we can all have the mooncake together. What do you think, huh? Let's go for the story first, okay? And then we can appreciate the mooncake better because we know where the mooncakes come from.
Okay.
Or the meaning of having mooncakes.
Okay, everybody, taking a deep breath. In, out. And in. Oh yes, this is how we'll be presenting the story. It will be a radio play. Meaning, it's like you listen to the story and use your imagination. You can even shut your eyes and you can follow the story. Because in the olden times, that was how stories were passed from, the older generation to the younger generation. It's a narration. Can we?
Yep.
All right. We're all ready, everyone? One more time, taking a deep breath. And go.
The Moon Fairy and Her Rabbit. Adapted by R Chandran. Once, when the world was new and dangers very few, there lived a happy, fun-loving girl named Chang Er. She lived a carefree life in a mountainside village. One day, when she was walking by a stream with her white rabbit, and breaking once in a while into a graceful dance,
a huge bear stepped in front of her with a threatening growl.
Chang Er froze in her steps and held tightly to her pet.
The bear stepped closer, showing his row of sharp teeth.
The village girl dropped to her knees and pleaded, "Please, mighty one, please do not harm me."
That didn't stop the angry beast.
The terrified girl shut her eyes, expecting the worst.
But the next moment, there was this sound of a speeding arrow, followed by a groan.
When Chang Er opened her eyes, she saw the bear with an arrow sticking to his body fall to the ground. It was Ho-Yi, who was known as the great archer who had saved Chang Er's life.
Are you hurt?
He asked. The girl could only shyly nod her head. She learned that Ho-Yi, who was traveling around the country, was looking for a place to rest. Therefore, Chang Er led the tired warrior back to her village. The villagers welcomed Ho-Yi with open arms. In fact, the adults were excited by this new arrival as they heard of the archer's many brave exploits. Chang Er learned that Ho-Yi used to live in the heavens and was well known everywhere for his archery skills. Ho-Yi explained why he was wandering around on Earth.
I was banished from the upper world. Some time ago, there were the 10 golden birds. They were the sons of the heavenly king. The birds were told to perform a daily duty. While the 9 of them rested, the 10th bird was to fly in the sky in the form of the sun, giving warmth and energy to the world. In the beginning, the 10 golden birds took turns performing this task. However, they soon got bored and decided to fly together at the same time. They believed it would be fun. Of course it was fun. So they began to do this every day. Now just imagine how hot it is with just one sun. how will it be with 10 suns? The clouds evaporated, the oceans and rivers dried up, the earth cracked, people and animals died quickly. Monsters surfaced and began to rule the world. When I, Ho Yi, came to know about these sufferings, I hurried to Earth and tried to stop the monsters. But even when I shot one monster, another rose from the depths to take its place. I realized that the only way to stop all this chaos was to deal with the 10 golden birds. Please, mighty birds, your playful behavior is causing much suffering on Earth. Fly one at a time, please.
We like flying together. Who are you to stop us?
I am the great archer Ho Yi. If you don't stop, I will stop you.
How can you when you can't even look at us? As the golden birds were too bright to look at, Ho Yi took aim by looking at their reflection in the ocean. One by one, 9 shots.
Chung, 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 chung.
Why only 9 shots? Ho Yi spoke to the 10th golden bird.
I can shoot you in an instant like I've done with your 9 brothers. But I will spare your life so you can continue to give warmth and energy to the world. As long as the earth exists, you will fly the skies for half a day and rest for the other half.
The final golden bird obeyed the great archer and flew in the daytime and slept at night. But that is not the end of the story. Remember that the golden birds were the sons of the heavenly king? He was enraged. The heavenly king ordered Ho Yi to leave the heavens and refused to listen to any explanation. Do you think it was a fair punishment?
That was why Ho Yi remained on earth and was not allowed to return to the heavens.
Chang Er was fascinated by his stories and asked the archer about the moon and if he had been there.
Ho Yi had not been to the moon, but had heard many stories. He told the village girl that no one lived there, but there was a beautiful palace called Quang Han Palace.
Chang Er and Ho Yi shared many stories, fell in love, and were soon married. Wanting to repay the villagers for their kindness, Ho Yi decided to share his great archery skills with the young people of the village. Many came forward. Among them, one pupil stood out, Feng Mong.
Feng Mong not only learned faster than anyone else, but was able to become Ho Yi's favorite by his flattering comments. Ah, Master, people everywhere admire you. They say that you are not only the best archer, but you look so young and handsome.
Feng Mong didn't mean that at all. He was just trying to win Ho Yi's trust so that he could learn more about the great archer's skill. As he continued, Ho Yi became a different person. One morning, Ho Yi hurried to his wife's side.
Chang Er, today I found a gray hair on me. I don't want to grow old.
Ho Yi, everyone gets old.
Not the great archer.
People will respect you more for your old age, Ho Yi.
People respect me for my youth. I must keep it that way.
Ho Yi,
On the western peak of the Kunlun mountain, there is a rare herb. This herb will give everlasting youth. I'll be off at once.
Ho Yi.
Once Ho Yi had made a decision, there was no way his wife could stop him.
journey to the Kunlun mountain was rough and tough. It seemed to stretch on and on. Hoi's single-minded desire to remain young pushed him forward, step by step, up the highest mountains, down the deepest valleys, and through the thickest forests. At the end, on the western peak of the Kunlun mountain, stood his reward, guarded by an elderly sage.
Oh, wise one, I'm Hoi, the great archer. I've come for the rare herb that will give everlasting youth.
Great archer, you have saved the people of this world many times. As such, you deserve to be an immortal. Take only 1/2 of this herb, as it is enough to give you everlasting youth. If you take the whole portion, you'll fly all the way to the heavens.
Hoi hurried back with the sage's words ringing in his ears. Upon arriving back, he instructed Chang Er to keep the herb in a safe place. I will take this after I finish my class today.
What is this?
Half this herb will give everlasting youth. The full portion will enable one to fly up to the heavens. My pupils are waiting for me.
But in class, misfortune awaited Hoi as his favorite pupil, Fong Mong, approached him.
Master, may I ask for a favor? You may, Fong Mong. I wish to borrow your holy bow, Master. I wish to make a bow for myself, just like your most powerful bow. Nothing can be better than the bow of the greatest archer.
What will you advise the great archer? Should he lend his special bow to his cunning pupil? What do you think Hoi did? Well, Hoi handed his trusted bow to his pupil. Fong Mong immediately broke his master's bow into 2.
Yap! Hoi, as long as you are alive, I will always be second best. Saying that, he shot Oi with an arrow, and the great archer fell down dead.
Being attracted by the commotion, Chang Er rushed to the scene, clutching her rabbit.
Your husband is dead. I am now the great archer.
No, evil Fong Mong, you will never be. You will pay for this crime. Just as Fong Mong aimed an arrow at her, the distraught Chang Er had to act fast. She still held the rare herb in her hand. There was no time to consider the consequences. She immediately swallowed the full portion of the herb.
As predicted by the wise sage, the village girl began to float skywards. The surprised Fong Mong was so taken aback that he didn't release the arrow.
Listen, fellow villagers. The evil Fong Mong has killed our beloved Ho Yi. Our great archer must be avenged. Gather your forces and capture the traitor. Soon, the entire village was gathered. However, Fong Mong was clever enough to hide in the darkest corner. The villagers couldn't find him. Where did he go? Where is he?
In the meantime, as Chang Er was floating towards the heavens, she passed the moon. She recalled stories her husband had shared with her and decided to stay there.
When she heard news that Fong Mong couldn't be found, she was disappointed. The next moment, an idea struck. Using the light reflected by the moon, she searched for the villain. Before long, she spotted him. With the help of the moonlight, the villagers captured the disloyal pupil for punishment.
Yes, Hoyi's stories about the moon were her favorites. In fact, she could still hear his voice narrating the tales.
Chang Er decided to remain on the moon in the Quang Han Palace with her beloved rabbit companion. It is said that the moon fairy is none other than Chang Er. It is said that on clear full moon nights, if you look carefully at the moon, you may see the moon fairy and her rabbit walking or even dancing.
The